What's up, YouTube? Welcome back, guys. Tonight we're going over Sunday Night Football. We got the Bengals versus the Chargers. This is going to be a pretty damn good game. A lot of people think the Bengals are going to kind of blow the Chargers out and beat the brakes off of them because the Chargers haven't really done anything crazy special this season, but they are 6-3, so they're winning football games. And sitting at 6-3 this late in the season, you are a damn good football team if you've got a winning record. Bengals are 4-6. They started out real slow. They have looked really good on offense. That defense is killing them. But let's dive into the game a little bit. We're going to go over money line, spread, and the over-under. We're going to cover all the main betting lines, talk about how they're moving, where the money's at, and see what we want to do here. I'm not going to say for sure what I'm doing yet. I'm going to let this line move a little bit more into the day and before I take an actual pick myself. But then we're going to go into a couple player props that I really like for tonight. Before I get started, guys, if you like my content and you've seen it in the past, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can catch all my videos. I break down most of the big games like this in the NFL and college football, just like this. So if you like this stuff at the end of the video, go ahead and consider hitting subscribe. Join the army against the sportsbooks, guys. We're trying to build a big army and attack the sportsbooks. I am being a little bit quiet today in my voice. I got my family. They're over in the other room watching a movie, so I'm trying not to disrupt them and still make a good video for you guys. But let's get right into it, guys. Spread opened up at -1.5 for the Bengals, +1.5 for the Chargers. It's actually flipped exact opposite now. We got +1.5 on Bengals and -1.5 on Chargers. Sitting at -110 odds either way here. So it's kind of whether you take the Chargers or the Bengals, you're still getting -110 odds. Just depends on what you think is going to happen in this game. It's almost a pick 'em. 1.5 point spread is not a lot. NFL games are tight, and once you start getting into 7.5 and above spreads, that is huge for the NFL. So 1.5 is really not uncommon, but it is a very, very tight spread. It's only 1.5 point. 82% of public bets are going on the Bengals. 89% of the public money is on the Bengals. So a lot of people are still favoring the Bengals here. And this is my gut feeling. I know that they're 4-6, and the Chargers are 6-3. But just looking at the talent, looking at the product on the field, my gut feeling is the Bengals are a better football team. Chargers do have Jim Harbaugh, and he knows how to manage a game, knows how to pound the football. He runs the ball. You guys saw him at Michigan last year. So I think slight advantage Chargers on the coaching and the coaching from a coaching standpoint. Advantage Bengals from a talent and overall roster standpoint. So my gut feeling is the Bengals should win this game. I'm kind of with the public here as far as what I think is going to happen, what I think should happen. Bengals to cover this spread, but I'm not Vegas, right? So you guys know, if you've seen my videos before, it's not always what you think. It's about where the numbers are. So let's look into the money line now. And you guys saw the money a little bit as I showed the spread there. But money line was open at -130 for the Bengals to win. Now it's at +102 for the Bengals to win. Opened up at +110 for the Chargers to win straight up. And now it's at -122. So odds are moving in favor of the Chargers to win from what it opened at. So you should see a lot of money being hammered on the Chargers for the line to move that way. Well, guys, it's not. 58% of public bets are on the Bengals, 42% on the Chargers. So it's fairly split as far as public bets, but the money is where we got to look. 94% of money is on the Bengals, 6% of money is on the Chargers. So everybody out there is thinking the Bengals are going to win this game. 94% of money is on the Bengals to win this game. 89% of money is on the Bengals to cover the spread. Well, this tells me one of two things. Either A, sharp bettors are betting on the Chargers to win this game, or B, lines are being rigged, NFL is rigged, and they're putting the Chargers on the script to win this football game. Guys, check out my Instagram videos. I do a lot of videos kind of exposing Vegas and exposing their money lines, or exposing their betting lines and their movement and how they're controlling games. And I don't think the players and the coaches are in on this, but I do think that officiating sometimes influences the game one way or the other to make sure that Vegas covers that spread or covers that bet so that they're not losing all this money. You have 94% of money on one side. They don't want to lose all that money. So Chargers winning this game could be a realistic outcome. Now, if you're one of the 12 Chargers fans in the world and you want to come out on this channel and start commenting and talking trash because I think the Bengals are a better football team, that's fine. I do think your team is going to win this game just based on where the numbers are. where the money is moving right now, and how games typically go when money is heavy on one side and the line is moving in favor of the other side. So Chargers are going to win this football game. I do think the Bengals are a better team, and I hope Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase light it up for my fantasy team personally. But just the way it's looking right now, I think the Chargers are going to win this football game, not because they're the better team. Maybe they have an advantage being at home. Maybe they have an advantage somewhere with a matchup in the defense, and that's why sharp bettors or the Vegas is setting the lines one way. It can be a ton of different things as to why this is occurring right now, but based on line movement and based on money dispersion right now, it's almost a guarantee that the Chargers are going to win this football game tonight. So that's if the Chargers do win this game, yes, NFL is absolutely freaking rigged. Okay. Excuse me, I gotta clear my throat. Now let's look over the over-under here. Opened up at 46.5. Now it's at 48. This line is moving how lines should typically move. You got 70% of public bets on the over, 85% of public money on the over, so that line should bump up a little bit. And what did it do? It did. It bumped up slightly. So this tells me that public bettors and sharp bettors and the books are all in favor of this line being up a little bit. I'm actually probably going to look at the over-under to bet on that. I may buy it down a little bit and get back to 45-ish points. It depends on what odds I can get at that. If it's a minus 200 and above, I'm not going to touch it. If it's around minus 170 odds at over 45, I'll probably look into making that bet. Just kind of showing you guys where my head's at. But there's your betting lines, your spread money line, over-under, where the line is moving, where the money is, and what I actually think is going to happen based on all of this and what I think should happen. I just think the Bengals are an overall better football team. But like I said, coaching advantage slightly to the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh knows how to manage a game and knows how to get his team to win football games. So if the Chargers win, I'm not going to say it's a upset of the world or upset of the year, but I do think the Chargers are going to win. Just Vegas isn't going to lose 94% of money that are placed on this bet. So Chargers are likely going to win tonight. Let's go over into the player props side of things, guys. Before I jump into the actual props themselves, I do want to let you know that I will be placing these last picks on BetMGM. Let me go back over here. BetMGM, our friends over there, are hooking up all new users with up to $1,500 in bonus bets. So if you click on the link below in the description, click that link, make an account with BetMGM. When you place your first bet, you're going to get up to $1,500 in bonus bets back. It's a great welcome bonus that BetMGM is offering. All sportsbooks offer a welcome bonus. So if you're getting any sportsbook, whether it be DraftKings, Bet365, BetMGM, Caesars, find a welcome bonus and get something out of it when you sign up. If you guys will follow my channel, you know that I am all in favor of being a profitable sports bettor, and to do that, you have to have multiple sportsbooks. Get the best price when you're placing a bet. So if you don't have BetMGM yet, that's another one you can add to your repertoire if you're in a legal state. Link in the description down below. And for the player prop side of things, I'm putting these in on Dabble. I'll leave a promo code at the bottom for you guys, code SSWIN. That gets you a $25 free bet. You do not have to make a deposit. You just get $25 free. So this slip that I'm about to give you, it's 6x on the payout. So 25, 6x that for absolutely free if this slip hits. But it's a $25 free bet. Like I said, code SSWIN. I will leave a link in the description down below to take you straight to the app. Use that promo code, get you free money. Let's get into the picks, guys. Chase Brown's the first one I have. You can see here I got highlighted under 96.5. This is his rushing plus receiving yards right here. I'm gonna take Chase Brown under this amount. Look at his games. This is this year so far. Only one time has he gone over it. He went over it against the Raiders. Raiders are trash. Okay, they are going to be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft this year, and that's the only game that Chase Brown went over this 96.5 rushing yards. Rushing plus receiving yards. He got close against Baltimore last week. Yeah, Baltimore's a damn good football team, so I'm not going to take that one away from him, but look at how he has been the rest of the season. Not great, right? Without Zach Moss, he does produce better. Not 100% sure if Moss is playing tonight. Let's take a look at injuries here and see if they have him listed as an injury and out. Yes, he's still on the IR. Okay, I didn't know he was on the IR that long. I thought he was coming back this week and going to be questionable, but he is still on the IR. My fault, I didn't look at that previously. So Chase Brown is going to be the feature back, but I want to look at here. Chargers, 7th against rushing, 7th in yards allowed rushing to running backs. Okay, they're 13th in receiving yards allowed against running backs. Sorry, I couldn't formulate my words right there. So they are top half of the league, top 10 actually in rushing yards allowed, top half of the league in receiving yards allowed. They aren't giving up a ton of points to running backs, a ton of yards to running backs. When I say points, I mean fantasy points. But they're not giving up a lot to running backs. The receivers, on the other hand, I do think Jamar Chase could have an absolutely huge game. Joe Burrow's been lighting it up. He's playing at an MVP caliber right now. 4-6 record. It's kind of putting him down, not really getting him talked about in the MVP race, but he is absolutely dominating this year. Joe Burrow is still him, as the kids say. If you're under 25, you probably say him a lot. Just my experience with 25 and under. Sorry, guys, having some coffee right now. Anyways, back to it. Chase Brown, under 96.5 rush plus receiving yards. I love this pick right here. Let's move on to the next one. And real quick, if you're not in a state that allows daily fantasy and you can't put this in on Dabble, I am showing here BetMGM is the best odds for all three of these picks. You can see here, just for example, -110 odds for Chase Brown, -129 on Caesars, 115 on Bet365, and 120 on Underdog. So best odds for all three of these is on BetMGM. Like I said, more sports books you have, the better prices you can get, the more profitable you'll be. So getting back to BetMGM, just one other reason to get on that specific sports book. Now, Justin Herbert, under 22.5 passing attempts is what we're looking at here. We are going to take the under. Look at his season so far this year. Don't count this Denver game right here. That's last year. Different coach, different scheme, different roster around him. But looking here, September 8th on, only one time has he thrown for more than 22.5 passing attempts. I already said it before. Jim Harbaugh loves to run the football. Look at last year at Michigan. J.J. McCarthy was not asked to do much. He was asked to hand the ball off, manage a football game, make a couple good throws here and there. Justin Herbert's been asked to do the same thing this year. 21 passing attempts is his high outside of that one game where he went over this. Most games he's in the teens, not even hitting 20 on the passing attempts. So looking at that graph, guys, that tells me all I need to know. We're taking Herbert on the under for 22.5 passing attempts. Super simple pick right there. I think that one's a lock. Not a guarantee. I'm never going to say it's a guarantee, but it's pretty damn close. Now we're moving over to Quentin Johnston. 20.5 yards for his longest reception is what his line is set at. We're going to hit the under on that. Look at his graph down here. Most games he's not going over this. He did have a couple here early in the season when he was doing really well. He was kind of one of the hottest fantasy football waiver wire ads in those first 3 weeks of the season. He has slowed down a little bit. You see he missed a little bit of time in October. He came back at the beginning of this month, had a big one against Cleveland. Then he went under this against Tennessee last week at 16 yards. So there's more games where he's going under this than over it. Ladd McConkey's starting to come on a little bit. Quentin Johnston, Ladd McConkey paired up together. I do think McConkey is kind of becoming more of the number one type of guy. If Quentin Johnston catches some big play action reception, it is what it is. That could happen, but trends are telling us that Quentin Johnston does not go over this very often. Okay, 3 times this year he's gone over this line, 20.5 yards for his longest reception. So we're going to take the under on that one. I really like that pick as well. Guys, that's all I got for you. There's your picks. There's your betting breakdown. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Who's going to win this game? Chargers, Bengals, who you got? Why do you think that's going to happen? Are you looking at the betting lines at all when you're making your decision, or are you just picking based on what you think as far as the roster and how these teams actually are? This is a must-win game for the Bengals, guys. If they fall to 4-7, their playoff chances are kaput. They're not making the playoffs. Very, very unlikely that they will. If they win this game and get back to 5-6, they're right in the hunt. Obviously, beating the Chargers will help them in the wild card race. The Bengals need this game. Although based on the betting lines, like I said, I think the Chargers are probably going to pull this one out. Let me know what you think, guys. Like I said, hit that subscribe button down below. Join our army against the sportsbooks. I'll see y'all next time. Have a great Sunday. Let's win tonight. And as always, go Broncos.